Some people believe karma is just a myth, a comforting idea we tell ourselves so we don't have to face consequences. But every choice leaves a trace. Every action creates a reaction. These are real stories about arrogance, betrayal, and greed, and what happens when karma finally collects its debt. This is Karma Chronicles. My friend used my identity to commit fraud. Karma didn't give him time. I trusted him, and that's the part that still bothers me the most. Not the money, not the stress, not even the damage to my name. It's the fact that I never saw it coming. We weren't strangers. We weren't co-workers who barely knew each other. We were friends. The kind of friends who hang out on weekends, complain about life, talk about plans that never quite materialize, but feel real in the moment. I'll call him Daniel. Daniel was charismatic in a way that made people feel safe around him. He talked confidently, laughed easily, and always seemed like someone who had things under control, at least on the surface. He was also the kind of person who always had something big coming up. A new business idea, a crypto opportunity, a side hustle that was about to explode. At first, I admired that about him. I thought he was driven, ambitious, maybe a bit chaotic but harmless. Then the favors started. Nothing alarming, nothing that raised red flags immediately. Hey, can I use your address for a package? I won't be home that day. Would you mind if I list you as a reference? Just temporarily. I didn't hesitate. That's what friends do, right? I trusted him. Weeks went by, then months, and then one afternoon, I opened my mailbox and found a letter from a bank. It wasn't addressed to Daniel. It was addressed to me. At first, I thought it was a mistake, some generic advertisement, something sent to the wrong person. Then I read the subject line. Payment reminder, outstanding balance. I laughed, actually laughed. I assumed it was a mix-up, but when I opened the letter, my stomach tightened. It listed my full name, my address, my date of birth, and a credit card account I had never opened. I told myself there had to be an explanation. Maybe identity theft from some random data leak, maybe a clerical error. Then the second letter arrived. Different bank, same story. Then the third, loan application, online account, payment warning. That's when panic set in. I checked my credit report, and everything collapsed. Multiple accounts, active debts, missed payments. My credit score, something I had carefully built over years, was destroyed in a matter of months. That's when the realization hit me. This wasn't random. This was personal. I confronted Daniel that same day. I expected denial, maybe shock, maybe panic. Instead, he smiled, not nervously, not apologetically, calmly. He leaned back and said, "Relax, it's temporary. I'll fix it." That sentence still echoes in my head because nothing about this was temporary. The letters kept coming. Debt collectors started calling. Some were polite, others weren't. I couldn't apply for a phone contract, couldn't lease a car, couldn't even explain to customer service why accounts existed that I knew nothing about. Every call felt like being interrogated for a crime I didn't commit. I called Daniel again. This time, he was annoyed. "You're overreacting," he said. "I just needed some flexibility. You'll be fine." That's when something inside me shut down. Not emotionally, logically. I stopped arguing. I stopped explaining. I stopped hoping he'd do the right thing. Instead, I started documenting. Every message, every email, every login notification, IP addresses, timestamps. I noticed patterns. The accounts were accessed from the same locations Daniel used. The emails were written in his style. Even the recovery phone numbers matched his. He wasn't sloppy, but he wasn't careful enough. Once I had everything, I faced a choice. I could warn him, threaten him, beg him to undo the damage, or I could let consequences do their job. I chose the second option. I went straight to the authorities. No drama, no confrontation, just facts. Identity theft, fraud, financial manipulation. I handed over the documentation, everything. 3 weeks passed, then my phone rang. It was Daniel, and for the first time since I'd known him, he sounded scared. "Why is the police asking questions about me?" he asked. I stayed calm. I told him the truth. "Because you used my identity, and I reported it." There was silence on the line, then anger, then threats, then desperation. But it was too late. The investigation moved fast, faster than I expected. Accounts were frozen, assets were traced, statements were cross-checked. Daniel lost more than his fake businesses. He lost his credibility, his freedom, and every shortcut he thought would save him time. The debts were cleared from my record months later. Slowly, painfully. The trust? That never came back. Some people think karma is dramatic, loud, instant. But real karma? It's quiet, methodical, and unstoppable. My landlord tried to scam me. He forgot that paper trails exist. I never thought I'd end up in a legal battle with my own landlord. I'm not the confrontational type. I pay my rent on time, keep to myself, and don't cause problems. For years, my relationship with my landlord was what you'd call neutral. Polite emails, short conversations, nothing personal. That changed the moment he realized he could make more money from me. I had been living in the apartment for almost 4 years. The rent was fair, the location was good, and I never gave him a reason to complain. No late payments, no noise issues, no drama. Then one day, out of nowhere, I received an email. It was short, cold, straight to the point. He informed me that my rent would be increased by almost 30%, effective immediately. No explanation, no notice period, no reference to any legal basis, just a new number and a payment deadline. At first, I assumed it was a mistake, maybe a typo, maybe meant for another tenant. So I replied calmly and asked him to clarify. His response came fast. He claimed the apartment had been re-evaluated, that the market had changed, that I should be grateful it wasn't even higher. Something about the tone bothered me, so I checked the law. And that's when I realized something important. What he was demanding wasn't just unfair, it was illegal. In my country, rent increases are strictly regulated. There are limits, notice periods, documentation requirements. He had followed none of them. I wrote back politely but firmly, explaining that the increase was not legally valid and that I would continue paying my current rent until everything was clarified. That's when the pressure started. He began sending reminder emails, then warnings, then threats. He accused me of breaching the contract, claimed I was refusing to cooperate, hinted at eviction. Every message was designed to scare me. I could feel the stress building, not because I was wrong, but because I knew how much power landlords think they have. Then he crossed a line. One morning I received a new document, a revised lease agreement. According to this document, I had already agreed to the rent increase months earlier. My signature was on it, or at least something that looked like my signature. It wasn't mine. I stared at that document for a long time. He hadn't just pressured me, he had forged my signature. That was the moment fear turned into clarity. I stopped replying emotionally, stopped explaining myself. Instead, I started collecting evidence. I pulled my original lease, compared signatures, saved emails, timestamps, file metadata. I contacted a tenant protection organization and showed them everything. Their reaction was immediate. "This is serious," they said. "Do not pay the increased rent, and do not confront him." They helped me file a formal legal complaint. Forgery, fraud, coercion. Suddenly, the power balance shifted. My landlord's emails stopped. Weeks later, he received official letters instead, from lawyers, from authorities, from people who knew the law far better than he did. When the case went to court, he tried to play innocent, claimed it was a misunderstanding, a clerical error, a template issue. But the paper trail told a different story. Digital timestamps showed when the file was created. The signature didn't match my real one. The email history contradicted his claims. The judge didn't take long. The forged document was declared invalid. The rent increase was void, and my landlord was ordered to refund every extra cent he had already collected from other tenants using the same tactic. On top of that, he had to pay a fine and legal fees. After the verdict, he didn't look at me. He packed his documents silently and left the courtroom. I still live in the apartment. The rent never increased. And my landlord? He doesn't send threatening emails anymore, because paper trails don't forget, and karma loves documentation. They tried to destroy me online. The internet decided otherwise. I never wanted attention. I wasn't chasing clout. I wasn't trying to build a following. I just wanted to live my life quietly and do my job well. That's why what happened caught me completely off guard. It started with a post, a single screenshot shared in a private group at first, then reposted, then shared again. By the time I noticed it, it was already spreading. The post showed a cropped chat conversation. My name was visible, my profile picture too. And according to that screenshot, I was saying things I had never said. Racist comments, sexist remarks, things so out of character that people who actually knew me would have laughed if the situation hadn't been so serious. But the internet doesn't wait for context. People reacted instantly. Anger, outrage, threats. My phone started vibrating non-stop. Messages from acquaintances, some asking if it was real, others already convinced. I tried to respond, tried to explain, but every explanation was drowned out by screenshots and assumptions. That's when I realized something terrifying. Once a narrative takes hold online, facts come second. The person behind it was someone I recognized, a former colleague. We hadn't ended on good terms. I had once reported them for unethical behavior at work. Nothing dramatic, just documented facts. They were let go shortly after. Apparently, they hadn't forgotten. Instead of confronting me directly, they chose the public route. They created fake screenshots, altered timestamps, cropped context. And it worked. For a while, I lost sleep. I stopped checking social media. I started doubting myself, not because I believed the lies, but because of how quickly people believed them. But after the shock wore off, something else took over. Focus. I asked myself one question: if this is fake, can I prove it? The answer was yes. I requested my data from the messaging platform, full chat logs, metadata, server timestamps. I contacted people who had interacted with the original messages. I compared fonts, pixel alignment, time gaps. The screenshots they shared weren't just misleading, they were fabricated. Every fake leaves traces. Once I had everything, I didn't explode publicly. I waited. Then I published one single post. No insults, no rage, just evidence. Original logs, side-by-side comparisons, clear explanations. I tagged no one. I let the facts speak. The reaction was slow at first, then it shifted. People began deleting comments, then apologizing, then asking questions. The same internet that had turned on me turned again. And then something unexpected happened. The platform stepped in. The account that started it all was suspended for harassment and misinformation. My former colleague didn't just lose credibility, they lost their job. Their employer publicly distanced themselves after journalists started asking questions. I never celebrated, I just felt relief. Because the most dangerous lies aren't the loud ones. They're the ones people believe without checking. And karma? Karma doesn't need to shout. It just needs receipts. Karma doesn't always arrive immediately. Sometimes it waits, it watches, and when the moment is right, it strikes with precision. If this story stayed with you, subscribe to Karma Chronicles. New stories every week, because sooner or later, karma always finds its way back.